I got my big start in trading at a very tough time for the stock market back in March of 2020 when stocks were falling like knives. And you're probably in the same situation that I am if you started trading over the last year. And you might feel stuck if you're just buying stocks and trying to sell them at a higher price because seemingly they just continue to come down like no other. And I felt the same exact way back in March of 2020 when my portfolio was down like 30% within a single month. But then I discovered the beauty of options trading. And options trading is to entrepreneurship as trading stocks is to the 9-to-5 life. Now, the 9-to-5 is super safe, although you could get laid off at any point. And options trading is extremely risky. Of course, my YouTube channel, my services, and my trading could all go to shit someday and I might lose everything and be homeless. But I would rather take on that risk of losing everything in order to make thousands of percent profits thanks to the leverage that options trading gives you. Now, in no way am I saying that options trading is safe, but I'm also not saying that trading stocks is safe. Both of these strategies have their own risks that come with them. But the beauty whenever it comes to options trading is you have the ability to trade stocks in any way that you can imagine. You don't have to buy low and then sell high like you do with traditional stocks. Instead, you can make money on the stock going up, obviously. If you buy a call option, or if you can't afford a call option, you can do a call debit spread. And finally, if you think that the stock is going to trade flat or go up, you have the option to do a put credit spread. And there's a ton of other bullish strategies that you can use whenever it comes to options trading versus if you're trying to make money with stocks, you just have to buy low and hope you sell high. And that's not always going to be the case. And you can lose money with options trading. There's no doubt about that. And you can lose it a whole lot quicker depending on how short your expiration date is. But at least with options trading, you know exactly how much money that you can lose as long as you're using risk-defined strategies. Now, you can sell naked calls, naked puts, and take on that risk of infinite losses, but that's probably not the best way to approach options, especially right now when margin rates and the cost of debt is rising so quickly. So the beauty of options trading is that it gives you the freedom to trade a stock however you please. There's so many different strategies out there for trading options, whereas if you're just trading standard stocks, then you only have the option to buy or sell. And you can start by selling the option if you're bearish on the stock. You could short sell, but then the stock needs to come down in order for you to make a profit. But with options trading, you have the ability to make profits even if the stock doesn't move at all. This is where strategies like the iron condor or the iron butterfly or a short strangle or a short straddle can come into play. These strategies allow you to make profits on a stock not moving a lick. But if you're just buying and selling the stock, say you buy the stock at $100, and then later you sell the same stock at $100, you made $0 in profit.
Zero!
So you can trade a stock going up, you can trade a stock going flat, or you can even trade a stock going down. And the way to do this, you could do a long put option, you could buy a put option. If you can't afford that put option, you could do a put debit spread. And finally, if you think that stock could trade flat or go down, then you could do a call credit spread. There are so many different ways to trade options. You literally have the ability to trade stocks in any way that you can imagine. If you think the stock is going to go up, if you think the stock is going to go down, if you think the stock is going to trade flat, any way you can make profits. And with any way, you can also take losses, just like you can whenever you buy a stock and you have to sell it later on after the stock falls a crap ton like the stock market did over the last couple of years. It seems like we were promised that stocks could only go up because of the unlimited quantitative easing that was thanks to the Fed overreacting to COVID. And now there's a possibility that they could be overdoing it to the downside and stocks are down by about 20%. For the S&P 500. Now, some stocks are hurting a lot worse, like Tesla, down about 60% from its all-time highs. And the thing is, the stock market and the Fed don't owe you shit. Nobody owes you anything, and you have to take responsibility for your trades, buying and selling the stock, or trading options, and you can lose money with either strategy. Now, personally, I would much rather have the option to risk everything in order to make 1,000% profit from a stock maybe only moving 5% or so, thanks to the leverage that options gives you. Just like I quit my job and I was unemployed for the better part of about 6 months. I took on that risk of making zero income, and now through my YouTube, through my trading, through my services, I'm making about 3 times the income now versus before. And I have this same exact mentality around options trading. You can risk everything to make thousands of percent profit thanks to the leverage, but this leverage can also act against you. I could have just as easily gone homeless with my zero income that I was making for 6 months, but the risk ended up paying off. Now, there's probably a much higher likelihood of you losing money whenever it comes to options trading. And I'll admit, I've taken a shit ton of losses in my years of trading experience. But as long as you're able to take those losses and use them as a learning experience as to what you can avoid in the future, then you can review your strategies, refine them, and profit. Now, if you don't go about actually learning from your mistakes, then you're just going to repeat them over and over and over again. And you're probably going to blow up your options trading account and just drive it straight into the ground and go to zero. And the thing is, you can do the same exact thing even if you're investing in stocks. Imagine investing in Carvana. What if you put your life savings into Carvana back then? Probably wouldn't be feeling great right now. And you probably shouldn't put your life savings into any stock or into any options trade. That's a problem that I see very common over on Wall Street Bets, where a trader will put a shit ton of money, their life savings, into a single option. And then the next day, their life savings is completely wiped out. This has happened countless times. And you need to be careful whenever you're trading options because, like I said, there's a much greater chance of your option losing all of its value very quickly as opposed to trading stocks. Options trading allows you the ability to buy or sell stocks at a given price, and half of the time, buying and selling at a specific price doesn't make sense if the option moves out of the money. So if you're buying options, realize that you can lose everything very quickly. Don't put your life savings into it. Realize that everything that you trade is under your control. You are completely responsible for every option that you trade, every loss that you take, every profit that you make. You are responsible, and use that responsibility and learn from your losses that you take in order to improve, refine your strategies, and become the best trader that you can be. If you want financial freedom, buying and selling stocks probably isn't the way. Like I said, this is basically like the 9 to 5 versus options trading is being an entrepreneur. So hopefully you can find financial freedom through options trading. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of this video, and thank you to all my patrons for their support. And as always, remember to stay positive, stay green. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.